how can you make context-aware contributions to where you're living, to your continent, to your local environment, so that that can increase, hopefully, the economic opportunities or economic value that that your contributions are bringing. Been running now for the past 3 years that has seen tremendous success, especially with like graduates and people who have taken advantage of the learning opportunities that has been through our data camp program. And I think for some of us, how many of us are part of the data camp learning program from AI Community Africa? Fair enough. So we've some of us have taken advantage of that, maybe part of the current cohorts, some of us part of the previous cohorts as well. And that idea there is that we believe in three arms of the African talent development. We believe you need to start with educating yourself properly, and not just in your technical skills, but also in character, in knowledge, in leadership. And then we believe in providing the right opportunities, right? There, as they would always say, it's a, I think it's a slow now, but they say Africa is a potential land, the land of potential, So, but the idea there is that it's true, because there is still fertility in terms of how much we can develop, both in human capital, even beyond like the natural resources, but both in human capital, most importantly in human capital. So we believe in the idea of that, people need to learn, and then they need to get the right opportunities to contribute to their context within their local environment, so their continent, take that knowledge, make new knowledge, innovate, apply from previous knowledges, knowledge bases, and then apply whatever they've learned to their local context, right? And then we also believe in the power of community. So having people you can leverage, having people you can work with. I mean, one of the reasons we see this real time is because some of the people that have gone through AI Community Africa over the past years have been placed, they're working at big firms now, and sometimes they reach out and say, hey, I'm looking for maybe a data engineer, and I really, really want to work with somebody that I know. I really want to work with somebody that I know that's gone through this particular community, gone through this program. So we believe in that power of people giving back to the community, in a way that continues the cycle of development. So it's not just about I do this thing on my own, I gain these opportunities and then I forget about it. But also you see that the opportunity that someone else laid for you, you're willing to take that back and lay for someone else. So those are like the three major arms of the community, and we're gonna be exploring that later on. But the idea is just to get us to come to that realization that if we're beginners here, there are opportunities for us to really get started learning, but learning is not enough. Obviously, as we see in this day and age, right? The learning in itself is not enough. You can one shot a lot of things. When I mean one shot, is like you've probably opened ChatGPT or Claude to build out anything, and you can use those as well as learning opportunities. But more importantly, how can you make context-aware contributions to where you're living, to your continent, to your local environment, so that that can increase, hopefully, the economic opportunities or economic value that your contributions are bringing. So we're going to be discussing a bit more about that just a few minutes later on. But I just thought I'd introduce the community in itself to us again, so that we can understand. So right now, we have presence, pretty much across like 20 odd cities in the continent. So essentially members who we are actively in touch with, and who are also looking at expanding the local presence in those other cities as well. And we're excited to continue building this out, continue working with you. For us, the strength is in the community. So I'm going to be meeting many of us here to see how, what you want, how you want to, contribute more to the community, what you want to get out of the community as well, so that we can help tailor the programs, the opportunities, the partnerships that we have for you. Because I think the last time we did a meetup like this, I met somebody who actually started his venture from there, and has gone on to, right now he's bootstrapping, but I think he's gotten to the place where he's prime enough for venture funds. So these are some of the incredible opportunities that we can provide. Some of the other areas are like PhD, people who have successfully gone out for their PhD programs and are applying AI in their space, like chemical engineering or biochemistry, or areas like civil architecture, and these are all foundations they've laid from the community. So we're super excited about all the opportunities that this can provide, and what we would ask that is that you open your hearts for us, so that we can really learn how we can serve you better, but more importantly, how we can collaborate to make a stronger network. So thank you so much, and looking forward to catching up during the session. Thank you.
The goal of the MLOps community is to try and, preach around AI and ML and bring a community of like-minded practitioners as well as experts as well as users within one space and have them share their knowledge and experience. And the goal of this chapter, which is what we do across every country and every state within every country, is have like in-person meetups where practitioners within that city can meet and maybe companies, professionals can come and share their experiences with folks within that community. So for Lagos, this is the Lagos chapter, and that is what we are doing. And you know how another community, in this case, AI Community Africa, we partnered, MLS Community and AI Community partnered to, bring about this event, right? And the AI community's goal is to specifically raise talents of AI across Africa, right? So it was like, oh, let's do something together, right? And yeah, so that's how this meetup came about, and that's why we're here today.